Hello everybody and welcome to the Lowe's Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600, one of the biggest races of our 2005 NR2003 season. This is our second crown jewel race. The first one was, of course, the Daytona 500, won by Travis Quaffle. As Jimmie Johnson, no surprise, heads up the front row alongside Jeremy Mayfield as we are green and underway here in the Coke 600. Who will bring home the victory and NASCAR's longest race? We are going to find out. Johnson out to the early lead here over Ryan Newman and Jeremy Mayfield. Of course, Johnson and Newman had that amazing finish at Darlington a couple of races ago, with Newman stealing it from Jimmie Johnson in the final laps. And now Jimmie Johnson trying to get his first win at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Shockingly enough, this is his fourth full-time season of Cup Series competition, has still not won at the Lowe's Motor Speedway in the Lowe's Chevrolet. As he leads over Newman and Edwards, Jimmy will lead the opening lap of racing here in Charlotte. Jimmie Johnson in control. See back here, we got some 2-3 wide, maybe racing with Matt Kenseth trying to dive to the inside of Mike Skinner. A little bit of contact. They save it, and we stay green. As we work our way now down this back straightaway, completing lap number 2 in this race. Back to front, got a whole crazy pack of cars battling for position right now, headed by Kyle Busch, clearing Martin Truex for third, I believe, as Jimmie Johnson leads early here in the Coke 600 down to lap 5. Carl Edwards swinging to the inside. Jimmie Johnson battle for the race lead. Caution out on the racetrack, and big trouble. Ken Schrader is destroyed. Matt Kenseth spinning down the backstretch. Here's the replay of what happened. Ken Schrader just squeezes Bobby Labonte out of the room, cleans them both out. Into the outside wall goes Schrader and Labonte. Then as Schrader slides down the racetrack right here, right into the path of Matt Kenseth, who cleans out Casey Mears with him after Kenseth loses control. And here's going to be a full speed replay of they hit the wall. And then Matt Kenseth's going to come by here, get clipped by Schrader, and take out Casey Mears. Big hit to the outside wall for Mears. Kenseth goes around. Not a great way to follow up that amazing run in Kansas that ended in heartbreak for him last time out. Almost got the win. And ended up spinning out in the final laps to end that race and giving the win to Carl Edwards as Jimmie Johnson leads the way. Now he comes down pit road under the yellow. So now here on lap 10, it'll be Jeff Gordon on the front row alongside, of course, last week's winner for the first time in his career, the 99 of Carl Edwards on the outside lane. As Edwards tries to get back-to-back wins and doing it with a statement win. We'll be here. The Coca-Cola 600 shows you are here and ready to compete in these big races. Gordon in the lead, clear over Carl Edwards down the back straightaway. Jeff Gordon leading for the first time tonight in the Coca-Cola 600. Can he rekindle that success he's had throughout his career here at this racetrack? I mean, first career win comes here in the Coca-Cola 600. How much better can it get for Jeff Gordon? He continues to try to lead and lock up that playoff spot. And a caution again. Big trouble. Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace, Mayfield, and Schrader have crashed down the front stretch. Smoke pouring out the back of the two. Slow-mo replay. Bobby Hamilton Jr. hooks Bill Elliott into the outside wall. Bill Elliott goes upside down in the catch fence. Lands back on the racetrack. Jason Leffler narrowly avoids, and Rusty Wallace, nowhere to go, plows right into Bill Elliott, who then clips his teammate of Jeremy Mayfield, who gets collected by Tristan. I mean, look at that hit. Oh my goodness, a full barrel roll by Bill Elliott, nose of the car up into the catch fence, down the racetrack. A vicious crash for the former Cup Series champion of Bill Elliott. He is destroyed. Schrader is done. His teammate Mayfield, who started on the front row, is out, as is your Bristol winner, Rusty Wallace, is at the front. Jeff Gordon leads Greg Biffle. Now it's once again a Gordon and Edwards front row as we get back underway here now on lap 15. And of course, officially 2 of the 3 Evernham cars out, and Bill Elliott and Jeremy Mayfield. Schrader's terrible season continues. He is out, and as is Rusty Wallace, who of course won Bristol earlier in the year. He will not be able to rekindle a Coke 600 win. Is back at the front. Carl Edwards now clear for the race lead. Edwards now leading over Jeff Gordon. Of course, defending 600 winner Jamie McBride, but behind there's some contact. Sadler way down the racetrack. Cars going everywhere up the racetrack to clean out. There they go. Into the outside wall goes Elliott Sadler, taking out Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, Kevin Harvick, and Dave Blaney. See here, Mark Martin got hit to the outside wall by Truex. He hits Elliott Sadler all the way down the apron. Sadler does not lift, merges right into his teammate Dale Jarrett, cleaning out Mark Martin in the process. And Jarrett slides up into Harvick, who has nowhere to go, and then gets clipped by Dave Blaney, who gets collected sliding down the track into Kyle Petty, one of your Next L5 Challenge drivers. And multiple cars involved in this huge wreck down the back straightaway here in stage 1 of the Coke 600. Has been a chaotic race so far. Both Robert Yates cars taken out in this. Heavy damage to Dave Blaney. Mark Martin and Harvick destroyed as well. Mike Bliss, Bobby Hamilton collecting damage at the back end of it, but a shame for Harvick, who had a phenomenal start to the year, but now it is just falling apart as we go on through this race. Tony Stewart was on pit road while this happened as Edwards leads at the caution. Now it's Joe Nemechek leading over Jamie McMurray here on lap 21 as Jeff Gordon, no damage on the car, but pits under the green flag condition. That's going to cost Jeff Gordon a lap if he's lucky. It might even cost him 2 laps to the leader here. So questionable strategy call there from Jeff Gordon coming down pit road with the chaotic nature of this race. Should just stay out and keep going. He would have been fine, but instead he's going to lose a lap to the leaders and more distance, and in a wild race so far. So back to front, Jamie McMurray, your former last year's Coke 600 winner, is last season's runner-up in the points, leading the way. Not any longer. Here comes Kyle Busch. Of course, Kyle Busch so close to winning the Daytona 500 in his first try earlier this year, denied by Martin Truex in lap traffic. Busch now takes the lead in the Coke 600 from Jamie McMurray. Of course, Busch, one of your Nextel 5 Challenge drivers, trying to win that $100,000 cash bonus. As Busch leads away now into lap 80. Vickers leads in the middle of pit cycle. Kyle Busch has already came down, as have most of your leaders. Now Vickers, who is currently a race leader, is coming in for his scheduled green flag stop here at the end of stage 1. Martin Truex Jr., who's in second, will also come down. So they both come down. Should get a lot of cars to get back on the lead lap. As I look to see who next goes to trouble into turn 3. That's McMurray and Edwards go around. Caution comes out right in the middle of the pit cycle, and that is going to trap a ton of cars left. To see McMurray got into Carl Edwards when he was merging back on the track. They crash. Heavy damage to defending 600 winner and last race's winner, Carl Edwards. The 42 and 99 both damaged. Caution out. Now only 11 cars on the lead lap as we get back underway here on lap 85. It is Robbie Gordon who has taken the lead from Travis Quaffle with just 16 to go in this opening stage of racing. Robbie Gordon, of course, driving for his own team now in that number 7 Chevrolet, trying to pull off a huge upset here. As behind him, your Daytona 500 champion Travis Quaffle continuing to perform in the big races, taking second away from Mike Wallace as we speak. Behind him, there's Michael Waltrip, Casey Kane up here now, Busch, Johnson, Newman, Truex, trying to find a way back to the front, but it's Robbie Gordon leading over Travis Quaffle. But here comes the 77. They got triple sevens on the screen, the 7, the 77. As Robbie Gordon on the outside, Quaffle on the inside, and your Daytona 500 champion and Nextel 5 Challenge driver Travis Quaffle takes the lead away from Robbie Gordon in the Coca-Cola 600. Make that 2 straight crown jewel races he has led. Now with just 4 to go on the stage, here comes Martin Truex Jr. The rookie in the number 1 Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet has taken the lead away from Quaffle. Vickers trying to take second away. Kyle Busch on the hunt, who has dominated the entire stage, is in 4th. And now on the last lap of the stage, looks like Martin Truex is going to deny Kyle Busch another playoff point here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as Truex goes through turn 3 and 4 for the final time in this opening stage of racing. And Martin Truex Jr. wins stage 1 in Charlotte, his first career stage win. Kyle Busch second, Casey Kane third, Quaffle, Vickers the top 5, followed by Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, Mike Wallace. Robbie Gordon comes home 9th, and Jamie McMurray will round out your top 10 in the opening stage of racing. So Martin Truex steals the stage win from Kyle Busch with that late caution, just like he's denying Busch the Daytona 500 win. Now back underway here in stage number 2 on that 105. Truex and Casey Kane now in the front row with Johnson, Vickers, and Quaffle your top 5 at the moment. And Truex gets a great restart on the inside lane, and Truex clear for the lead once more here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway in the Coke 600. But look at the 48. Jimmy Johnson, big trouble in the background. There's LePage in the wall. Labonte spinning, Burton around, a huge crash. The big one on the backstretch here at Charlotte. Jeff Burton, one of your Nextel 5 drivers, destroyed, involved in it. LePage, here's a slow replay. LePage just tries to clear himself off Dale Jr., wipes out, clips Bobby Labonte, who spins right in front of Jeff Burton, who has nowhere to go. Burton gets sent around in front of the pack. Scott Wimmer gets big damage. Johnny Sauter piles in. Casey Mears destroyed. You see Jr. clip Burton again, and then Skinner right in the back of LePage. I see Jr. just clips LePage, causes a huge crash, taking out top contenders like Bobby Labonte and Jeff Burton. You know, Burton, of course, fighting one of that Nextel 5 drivers, fighting to have a really good run today, to have a shot at the $100,000 bonus. Not quite going to happen today. And Bobby Labonte puts himself in the wall, merging back on the racetrack. Even more damage to the 2000 champion as Truex leads at the yellow and continues to do so here on that 119. As see Mike Skinner holding up Casey Kane and Ryan Newman, 3 wide contact. Casey Kane gets sent to the inside wall, flying back up the track, head on impact into the outside wall. A massive hit for Casey Kane, who goes flying to the outside wall head-on at nearly 190 miles an hour. Sent by Ryan Newman, a hard hit. He gets airtime, clips the side of Kyle Busch, who keeps it straight, and somehow no one else runs into Casey Kane's parked car here, as he is absolutely destroyed, done for the day while running in third, and his streak of bad luck continues. As at the front, Martin Truex Jr. continues to impress, leading the way here in the 600. Now back underway on lap 124, slowly but surely making our way through the stage. Now Brian Vickers to the inside of Truex and Quaffle, 3 wide for the lead here in the Coke 600. Here comes Brian Vickers. He wants his second win of the season. He wants to do it in a big race like the Coke 600 as he makes the move. What a pass. Vickers 3 wide on the bottom, takes the lead away from Truex and Quaffle. And here comes Newman as well, as Truex got the worst of that. He's down to 4th and may lose even more spots here, as Jimmy Johnson coming through as well. Newman trying to take second away from Travis Quaffle, and now trying to go for the lead as well. Ryan Vickers still holding that lead, trying to block Ryan Newman. He does, makes Newman check up, and Vickers will lead the way here in the Coke 600, a quarter of the way through stage 2. Now on lap 182, very at the end of the pit cycle. In the middle of the pit cycle once again, Mike Wallace leads the way, and the caution is out again because Bobby Labonte just wiped himself out. He ran out of talent and wrecked himself off of Mike Skinner. Brings out the caution, leaving only right now 3 cars on the lead lap: Mike Wallace, Robbie Gordon, and Brian Vickers. And so caution later. A lot of the main contenders are back on the lead lap. Johnson, Truex, Busch, and Newman are all back in the game. So currently 7 cars on the lead lap, and Brian Vickers easily takes lead from Robbie Gordon on the restart. And here comes the 77 of Travis Quaffle right there, trying to unlap himself in 8th place to try to get back in contention for the stage, probably in stage 3, and get in contention for the race victory. Quaffle on the inside, trying to fight his way back on the lead lap, and that's what he'll do side by side with Brian Vickers. But Vickers will lead the way late in stage 2 with just 7 to go in the stage here in the Coke 600 over Mike Wallace and Kyle Busch. Now, last lap of stage 2 for Vickers. He holds the lead. Jimmy Johnson's up to second. Carl Edwards in the 99 is behind Vickers. Edwards trying to go from 2 laps down to only 1 lap down, so he can at least have a chance to drive his way back up into the top 10 here. He can't afford to be stuck 2 laps down. They'll trap him with a mess of cars. He'll be right in that hornet's nest that's been creating all the wrecks all day long. It's 2, 3, 4 for the final time in this stage. Brian Vickers will hold on, and Vickers will win stage 2 here in Charlotte. His second stage win of the year. Johnson, Busch, Mike Wallace, Ryan Newman in the top 5. Then Robbie Gordon, Martin Truex, and Quaffle. The last cars on the lead lap back to 8th. And then you got Jeff Burton and Scott Riggs, the last 2 in the top 10, each a lap down. So Vickers, 2 stage wins of the year, gets 1 here in the Coke 600s. Now back underway here with 95 to go. Robbie Gordon now leads as Mike Wallace tries to go by Jason Lever down the front of the car, spinning out Jeff Green into Joe Nemechek. Jeff Gordon collected. There's the 50 of Spencer, and Casey Mears does arca brake Carl Edwards. Huge hit as Vickers, who won the stage, just turned the 50 of Jimmy Spencer in front of the field, collects Jeff Green, who slams Nemechek and Jeff Gordon into the wall, and then Casey Mears just straight up runs over Carl Edwards, destroying that car as Edwards didn't get his lap back, got sucked back in the hornet's nest. Guess what happened? He got collected in one of the big wrecks. Jeff Gordon as well has just had a rough day. And now Mike Wallace and Robbie Gordon are going to be side by side for the lead here, both trying to fight for it so they can be the control car on the next restart. It's going to end up being, oh my God, maybe Mike Wallace by a nose. But now it'll be Robbie Gordon and Truex side by side in the front row here on lap 211. Still another 90 laps to go in stage 3. Now Martin Truex Jr. and the caution's out already. We haven't even made it to turn 1, and Bobby Labonte just dumps Jimmy Spencer into the wall. Poor Carl Edwards gets collected, then drilled by Mike Skinner, who gets slammed by Michael Waltrip. And just like that, more cars keep on wrecking, and the chaos continues. Now on lap 260 on the restart, Truex holds the lead, but here comes Jimmy Johnson, the 48, who's trying to take the points lead from Tony Stewart away today on the inside of Truex, and Jimmy Johnson takes the lead away here in the Coke 600, trying to get his first Charlotte win. Now, Kyle Busch comes down the pit lane here, 20 to go on the stage. Just want to let you all know that he was off sequence doing that. Everyone else has made their pit stop. He just made his pit stop, so Kyle Busch is going to end up being a lap down here at the end of the stage as we go on the last lap of stage 3 through turn 4. For the final time in the stage, Jimmy Johnson will get his 5th stage win of the year, leading all drivers here at Charlotte, winning stage 3 in the Coke 600. Brian Vickers comes home 2nd. 3rd place, you are going to have Martin Truex Jr. Travis Quaffle will come home 4th, and Ryan Newman will come home the last car on the lead lap in 5th. Mike Wallace comes home in 6th, followed by Kyle Busch, a lap down, but still getting good stage points in 7th. And then it will be Robbie Gordon in 8th, followed by Jeff Burton in 9th as they make their way down pit road. And then Texas Terry Labonte gets the last stage point. So Jimmie Johnson, your stage 3 winner. Now back underway here on lap 305 in the final stage of racing. Jimmie Johnson and Jeff Green are facing together, which can only mean disaster for Jimmie Johnson. To get ready to go green. There it is. Jeff Green and Jimmie Johnson's cars phase together. And just like that, one of the best cars all night long. Jimmie Johnson is destroyed. Big damage to the left side of the car and damage to the engine. He'll still be in the race, but he won't have the same pace that he did. And that's just a shame, man. Jimmie Johnson cannot catch a break here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Even in these races he's dominated like today, he just cannot win. And here we go. Something once again happens. A stupid glitch that's out of his control as Travis Quaffle, your Daytona 500 champion, is leading the way, trying to sweep the first 2 Crown Jewel races of the year. Caution is out, but Greg Biffle got slammed into the outside wall with Scott Wimmer, and the 16 of Biffle is destroyed. He is out of this race. Scott Wimmer gets even more damage as Quaffle continues to lead. Now Brian Vickers leads us back to the green on this restart here with just 91 laps to go, as he is alongside the 20 of Tony Stewart, who's multiple laps down. Of course, see Biffle there out of the race. He'll end up coming home in 25th place. And Vickers clear for the race lead over Travis Quaffle in second. A couple of lappers of Stewart and Leffler behind him, as Vickers tries to bring home the stage victory. Sorry, not the stage victory, the race win here. Would be a second win of the year. And, of course, no bigger event than the Coke 600 besides the Daytona 500. So it would be a huge win for him as they continue down the front straight here. More trouble down the front. There's a car around. It's Kyle Busch, the dominant car of the day. Kyle Busch goes after Jeff Burton, dumped Tony Stewart, who comes right up the track and just gets into the bumper of Kyle Busch, who slams the outside wall. Gets hit hard by Tony Stewart, and Carl Edwards gets a piece of it as well. And just like that, the 200 cars, 2 of the 3 that were dominating this race, Jimmie Johnson and Kyle Busch, are out of contention. Kyle Busch completely destroyed, done for the night, a shame. This was a track where he made his debut last year, and he was having a phenomenal run. And Jimmie Johnson with big damage as Vickers leads the way. He and Quaffle will now be side by side on the restart with just 85 laps to go. You can see how far off the pace Jimmie Johnson is right there with that damage. And he is just limping around out there on the racetrack as Vickers side by side with Lee. And kind of Truex in the wall with Newman, Truex and Quaffle. 3 of the 4 lead lap cars fighting for the win just got wrecked in turn 1. Newman got hooked up into Truex. Nowhere for Terry, both Labonte brothers to go. They pile into this. Terry is destroyed. He was running top 10. And now Robbie Gordon and Michael Waltrip spin down the backstretch as well. And just like that, this race has turned on its head in a matter of laps. Kyle Busch is out. Ryan Newman is out. Travis Quaffle has heavy damage. Terry Labonte is out. Michael Waltrip is done. Robbie Gordon and Truex also have damage. Just like that, that basically just gives the race to Brian Vickers right now with a huge lead. Vickers is in great position to win this race. Now here we are again, back underway, 80 to go. Jimmie Johnson beats Brian Vickers to the line. And just like that, the caution comes out again right away on the restart. This time, Bobby Labonte and Kyle Petty phase together, which gives them both roof damage, which is really weird. So Labonte is out. Kyle Petty, another Nextel 5 driver like Kyle Busch, is out, which leaves us Travis Quaffle and Jeff Burton fighting for the money. Quaffle on the lead lap, Burton multiple laps down. Now back underway here, 76 to go. Brian Vickers easily beats Jimmie Johnson on the restart. It's not even close to 48, so far off the pace with that damage from phasing together with Jeff Green. Just limping around, trying to bring home whatever finish he can. But how about this? Brian Vickers now in position to win this race. White flag in the air, final lap. Presented by Credit One Bank in the Coca-Cola 600. Brian Vickers leads the way, looking for his 3rd career victory, 2nd of the year, and a huge statement victory here in the Coca-Cola 600, surviving the carnage, having a fast enough car to get it done. So he goes through 3 and 4 for the final time. It'll be the 2nd time this season he's won a stage and won the race. He did it at Atlanta, and he'll do it again here in the Coke 600. Brian Vickers wins his 3rd career win. He was a Coke 600. Martin Truex Jr. comes home in 2nd, as well as Quaffle in 3rd, the last car on the lead lap. Then Jimmie Johnson and Mike Wallace each 1 lap down, coming home 4th and 5th. You see Jimmie coming through here. And then Jeff Gordon recovers to a great recovery for 6th, followed by Leffler, Burton, Riggs, and Wimmer, the top 10. So there you go. Jimmie Johnson comes home 4th, 1 lap down in a race that He should have been fighting for the win with Brian Vickers, but not meant to be. Vickers wins the Coca-Cola 600, second win on the year, third of his career. You see the final race results there on the left side of your screen. Only 13 cars ended up finishing this race. The other 30 DNF in a chaotic race filled with 18 cautions, a new record. Now you see the updated playoff grid. Of course, Brian Vickers, our third multi-time winner this season, tying Ryan Newman and Kurt Busch. Locked in the playoffs. All the other winners stay the same, still at 10 winners. Points, Jeremy Mayfield and Kevin Harvick's cushions have shrunk significantly after rough days here in Charlotte. Casey Kane, Bobby Labonte still hold on to spots inside the playoffs, as does Mark Martin and Jeff Burton, now back in on the bubble, just 1 point above Dave Blaney. Mike Bliss, Jeff Gordon, Jamie McMurray just on that outside trying to fight their way in as we continue to work our way through the regular season. And now I'd like to give a shout out to my only channel member so far, Jeremy Isley. Appreciate you being a member, Jeremy. Keep up the great work. Love you. If anyone else wants to join a member, the link is in the description, and you'll get exclusive perks. So until next episode, I hope you all have a good one.